बस लॉक कर
काही काय
Okay. चलो.
Cancel.
Order from
Okay.
here also then. They have next.
Tanvi, not again, sir. Now
Soda
leave it.
cut,
Shall we?
Yeah.
We're all adults, sir.
Okay. So, just to
Advait
recap.
is on fire today.
Don't bully her at all.
Today?
Okay.
Advait. Okay, so last week we did just a recap. We did consumer profiling for the audience and for the performance as well. So, basis that, now what we'll do is we'll understand the profiling in brief, and then we'll move on to the approach part of it. So, in the gist of the profiling of that day, for the consumers, we figured out the demographics in terms of everything. So, the age bracket is 20 to 60 on an average. So, the basis that if this is the age bracket, what kind of psychographics, then they're extrovert, they like movies, they like entertainment, reality shows is a major, and sports. Then the social media aspect.
तुम्हाला
is-
पाठवणार आहेस का?
Yeah, we will share that. I think we'll share both the presentation last week's as well and this week's as well, so that you can have a run through whenever you want. And on the this thing, the social media presence, they're still very social. They're still very kind of followers. They're not still a person as leaders. They're still very much followers. So they're still following social media giants and their kind of thought processes they bring on in terms of passion, in terms
According to what you guys suggested, what kind of followers we want or audience we want for social media, you guys gave names like mad over marketing. People
Yeah.
that follow mad over marketing, people that follow brands, people that follow existing LBB, being Punekar. All these people who follow these articles and pages are a kind of audience that we'd like to have. That's why our marketing channel will also be that. Like we'll try and get content which can be shared by all these giants, like Being Punekar or Mad Over Marketing or all the multiple social media influence brands that there are.
and then the revenue aspect, which is ultimately the build up. So, do we still feel with that whole concept of profiling, is the audience ready to pay or not? And if, then in what concept? That we will, I think, define at this week's approach through approach. And what approach do we need to take? So physical, digital, and phygital. These are the touch points. So this week we'll discuss the approach for Glyphs CCE, and the ultimate question is whether we need to rebrand it or not. So last time when we had a discussion, we said CCE was actually the concept where create, connect, and express was the thought. But Glyphs as a character, we still want to understand whether what is the thought behind adding a prefix to it, and Glyphs in particular. So that if that is the point of connect, or that is something that can be turned around to create a brand, then we can focus on that. And if not, then whether it has to be rebranded, it has to be rebranded in what context. सांगितले 4 अद्रक चाय अद्रक and 1 black coffee. Anything else?
आणि एक normal coffee.
No.
Cappuccino.
Don't.
So the point is it really necessary to rebrand, or Glyphs CC is a thing which really has a potential to go forward? Because ultimately, social samosa or Mad Over Marketing, the way it comes across as a name or sounding, it sounds little interesting to go and follow. Does Glyphs CC create that sound? That's why when say in branding, what kind of sounding is important? In branding, sounding is very important. Like, oh, it sounds nice. So you have any points ki Glyphs CC का म्हणजे Glyphs काय rather we really want to know Glyphs का आपण we put it as a prefix to it.
So
or how it stumbled upon. म्हणजे त्याला एक स्टोरी असते की stumbled upon a certain way.
So stumbled upon.
Yeah. So, like we had said no earlier, the original idea was of the physical format of it, for which CCE was the best
Yeah.
description that we could give. But with the lockdown and etc., when we started, okay, this is not it. Maybe we need to start another way, which is how we went online and stuff like that. So in an online format, what is it that a person is going to do? That person is going to speak about the passion, which means that माझी जी passion आहे, maybe he will not understand the exact jargons or language or whatever that I have in my passion, but I am using this platform to express it in simple terms in what he or she will understand. And then what is this process called and all of that, when we were thinking about it, glyphs actually means that it is a representation of something, right? When there is no language,
Yeah.
then you represent it by
Correct.
symbols.
Okay.
That symbols is glyphs. That is how, and we liked the name, it sounded fancy
Yeah.
also. So, and just CC made no sense.
What? Ujas?
Yeah, but
Just
Just
CC.
Is it the other way around?
Just
This
CC.
way. Is it Create Connect Express came first and मग Glyphs आला का?
CC came first, and later on we decided. So glyphs was one of the names they येऊन गेलं, and we did not really final upon it. And then there was
That's how I think that we got the
Yeah.
symbols
हाँ,
त्याच्यामध्ये.
correct.
So,
So
glyphs
it-
for us,
right.
I think it's a kind of an unwritten characters. When you look in terms of that, it is.
It was the name of the company.
Huh.
That's it.
So glyphs by itself alone, what you're trying to say is may not make sense. If
So
it's just
glyphs-
glyphs,
only CC
Glyphs
did not make
by
sense.
by
CC didn't make sense. That I agree with.
and glyphs
But
on
even-
its own also it
Yeah.
is too vast. So what of the glyphs of, so that is where the CCE also kind of helped define it. कि the bringing the niche. कि what
Yeah.
is glyphs supposed to be doing is
huh, so
Here's 3 parameters.
Hmm.
right.
CCE.
Okay. Because, say, when I say glyphs, for me, like, because I'm a branding person, I'll always see kind of character
Yeah.
which is developing. So I may not understand this, but if I have a connection or a extension which talks about this, then it's easier for me to understand. But that is as a brand name, or that is good as a thought. Would it really work as a brand name? Is something kind of debatable. So, but still, the thoughts are very much important. Whether really it has a lot of potential to it, or it doesn't, or it's example like a lot of your users or audience in the past has connected in that context or not, or they want to know what more glyphs is all about. They always had that inquisitiveness. Is it has mystery? Because technically, yeah, glyphs still has some kind of mystery to it. So are we able to cash in on that mystery, or we are just not building upon that story based on that?
And what is the percentage of people that have actually come back to you and asked you what glyphs means?
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
everyone.
And yeah, so in that sense, what is it that you have said to explain it to them? Like the way you told us, it's characters, but CCE and glyphs goes hand in hand. So has that been a task for you to explain it to them, or have you had to go back to the story ki actually CCE मुळे आम्ही glyphs आणलं to complement it?
No, we've not done the CC मुळे glyphs आलं.
Okay.
We've not done
So
that.
then what
we've
have you said?
explained just the way that I said right now, no? We've explained what that glyphs is and why it is being used
It's
for
a
this
representation
platform.
of characters.
And are you open right now to rebranding the entire
Let's
thing if
we-
required?
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
very
So
clearly understanding that we can gauge the pros and cons of things, right?
Correct.
So whether it has to be rebranded or that is something debatable. And what kind of rebranding, that's another part of it.
But
But
I think simply put, in all our languages, आपण काय
Yeah.
म्हणतो, brand is what we create. Brand.
Yeah.
ते now we were just coming and he mentioned a name. Curly काय?
Curly
Curly
tails.
tails.
Curly tails.
So it was nothing, but it has become something.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter on what the name is.
Yeah.
It's what we create out of it.
And definitely it is, see, ultimately a brand name, the more you hammer it, the more it is connected. The curly tails technically will still have an origin, which is that person, individual who had
Yeah,
a
so it was
this thing, that
started
lady,
by
na?
this
Yeah.
lady called Kamya Jani, right? Jain,
Yeah.
whatever. So she's the head of Curly Tails, and she has very, very, very curly hair. Like she has really curly hair, and she started Curly Tails, and I think that is the association that I make of it. I don't know if that
Yeah.
stands.
Curly
true.
tails also, we look at the name. See, there are many aspects and you have to look at the name. Like for example, you take glyphs. When you search for glyphs on anything, the SEO is so strong for the word
The
glyphs
term
Yeah.
itself.
that name will never pop up
Overpowers it.
anywhere. Now in terms of curly tails, that word combination never existed on the internet. So anytime you put the name curly tails, that popped up. So that way also there are many reasons to rebrand. It's not only because of what kind of work you're doing. It's got
Yeah.
nothing to do with that. If you look at it, it's just the speciality of the characteristics of the name. That's it. So rebranding, I mean, we can come up with a name or whatever, but before that, let's figure out what kind of approach we want to take.
Yeah. So because in that context, so ultimately it is the context where we are going to go with. Either we have digital space, then we'll need to have very strong SEO of a very unique name, so that it kind of
हर्षद
हर्षद
तू
पुढे
इथे आहे
पाहिजे. ये इकडे हर्षद पुढे ये.
इथे I'm going to write anyway.
हर्षद तू इकडे खरं तिकडे दिसणार नाहीस तू कॅमेरामध्ये.
So that is the primary reason. I think what he said is a very valid point in terms of digital content, and especially right now we are digital only on the digital space. So if I type in glyphs, मला मिळतच नाहीये. It is way below in its second or third page मध्ये will go in the search category. So will to pop up in everybody's mind or that or even the search context, a unique name kind of works better.
So just a question here.
Yeah.
So Glyphs हे जे आहे, that is the company's name, that is the baseline,
Yeah.
correct? Through this we have different verticals, one being the episode, second being probably the town square, and the third येईलच काहीतरी, right? The things that you are saying right now, is it also possible that the product is branded that way? So going ahead, maybe Glyph stays the same baseline, and the product, whatever we are putting out into the whatever, wherever.
So
MD
is
or
that the
MD.
kind of approach that you guys are thinking of taking, where glyph stays the mother of all, and then you have separate products coming in?
If that sounds workable, we can think about it. But this was just a question that instead of, because Glyphs
So,
has still been there, right? for
another
1.5
thing that
years.
TS
happens
करते
through
town
that
square TS.
is because
I mean, CXO.
Glyphs
CXO.
by itself, like we said, has such a strong, but the word itself has an origin, right? So if we want to curate our further content, or we want to get performers, or you want to create a third or fourth according to Glyphs, we need to remember that everything that we create then has to start having an association with the term Glyphs.
So to that point which you said, glyphs has been there for 1.5 years now. What is the kind of recall value that you have right now? If you change the glyphs name, do you think people are still going to relate? Do they relate to the name glyphs, or do they relate to you guys? That's also
I
one.
think on a very personal note, I think they are relating to the name Glyphs.
Yeah.
Because personal wise, I think we have not been visible. Secondly, the most visible people are Kavya and Parag. So it's definitely the name.
What do you guys think? What is it like? Each
Name.
it's the name.
Current reach, it is the name. But again, there is an issue with that because it should have been Glyphs CCE. People have connection with only glyphs. But again, that is non-digital, which is why there is a connection.
That's where the
And
whole
I've made the same point. The Glyphs has been there for ages, the word.
word, yeah.
So, आपल्याला will have to spend crores of rupees to even come on the first page. first page of
So
bottom
you can
ranking result यायला पण-
reword it, you can create. So don't think that far in terms of, you can make a lot of different. You don't have to make it GLYPHS. It doesn't have to be that. It can always be different combination of letters also to make it better on SEO. That's a different conversation.
I would still say कि having glyphs in anything is gonna make it really hard because first and foremost, if I say glyphs, I will always remember the normal standard variation of the word glyphs which has been there. So even if we have tried to re-spell the word glyphs with maybe double P or double H or whatever, as a common person, I'll not remember that variation. I'll always type glyphs. On top of that, Google will always suggest the correct spelling of glyphs. So it will all act in a negative way from an online presence perspective. So if we can have the company's name as Glyphs, which is still fine, as long as it is not used in front end. Because now colors, their company name is Viacom 18.
Correct.
Everything is branded as colors. फक्त खाली त्यांच्या प्रोडक्शन मध्ये it says Viacom 18 and maybe on their invoices and whatever paperwork it is always Viacom 18, but the branding is never done using Viacom 18.
So does this change the approach of it? Like it changes the approach in all ways because again, new brand, digital or physical. What is the kind of reach you want to have? Like when you go international, like I asked you guys a question, okay, how many of people that you know relate to Glyphs? Now you're talking about a very local level, right?
Yes.
Like if you decide to go international tomorrow, if you're doing digital.
So my son, he was in what, 4th standard by then. He didn't ask me what Glyphs is. He told me what Glyphs is because he was studying Glyphs in his
Egyptian history,
global perspective or whatever subject he was.
So that's again actually we missed out on one point. But when we were looking at a name for the company, we also wanted a global approach. So instead of just going in for the regular ones, that's why again Glyphs sounded better to us because it had a global presence.
So take advantage of the fact that everybody already knows Glyphs. How do we rebrand it?
Because
Like
that can also be
the point is very true. See, example, if I say glyphs, like the first time we heard, Arshad just typing glyphs. See, नहीं आया तो दिखाई नहीं किधर भी नहीं. Then kind of asked call up Kavita exactly क्या है? What is it? Or send me a link or so. Then it came like Glyphs CCE. Then we searched by Glyphs CCE. Then it came. So anyways, we are going down the order more and more because we are searching for a common name. And this common name is going to be difficult.
What happened, I think also कि Glyphs के बाद if you put CC then it makes it different. But if you start calling it CC Glyphs, automatically you start calling it CC only. You stop calling it Glyphs.
Yeah.
You put CCA after Glyphs, but in your branding, if you have the 3 letters on top and then Glyphs under it in small, it'll automatically change your approach. So that can be digital and physical. It can be whatever.
So guys, understand.
Yeah.
Glyphs CCE is a name of a company.
Okay.
So how we want to brand it logo wise or brand it otherwise, no challenges.
Okay.
The reason we're
The
asking you
company
that,
name is Glyphs CCE LLP.
So you're open to it being
Rebranded.
Rebranded in a
If
way.
it's the need. So
If it's a need, if like there are obstacles
Yeah.
on the way where an SEO needs to be
Yeah, because
optimized.
eventually the reason that we're branding the company or we're doing social media, we're doing digital, we're doing everything is basically to increase visibility.
Correct. So as of today, our visibility on a digital platform is a Facebook page.
Yeah.
There is a website which is coming down, which can be altered. Right now, we are just having a local static website which is there.
what is the domain name? glyphscc.com. So
Everything has been purchased with Glyphs
Glyphs
CCE.
CCE. Okay. So the reason behind asking this was ki what approach are we going to take?
Yeah.
Digital or physical? These are some of the barriers that came in the way.
The
I don't
physical,
understand the
the
question.
physical.
You don't understand the question of digital versus physical?
No, what is the kind of approach we're going to take, digital and physical?
Digital
Or
or
either-
physical, either or.
Digital ला सुद्धा किंवा
Like
physical.
last time you suggested that you wanted it to be a physical event, but because of COVID you had to make it digital.
अच्छा वैसे.
So what is
So
the approach
ultimately we
in
have to
that
see
way?
that in the longer run. See, आता it is a shorter term कि आता आपण digital जातो because of certain restrictions. But in a longer term, we'll need to have some plan.
So I'll tell you, okay guys, CCE हा concept was derived कि we will create the groups. Alright, there will be different CCE groups which will come up across the globe.
Different CCE groups, okay.
So that's the intent of a CCE module that was there. Now we never realized that digital is something that we need to tap at that moment of time. And the approach was very clear. It was about physical meetups. Okay. That is why the entire name of the company was Glyphs CCE. Right? So to ikde CCE. The approach, of course, it was supposed to be the entire branding. I think we will have those snaps also. That snaps madhe sudha what we have said is the CCE. So all your branding, everything, the logos will be CCE.
CCE, okay.
Get it? So त्याच्यामुळे आता हे जे नवीन आले, there was never a thought of the other segments coming.
Yeah.
They have evolved. We created something, it went to the market. There are some areas where we didn't really do well. There are some areas which really thrived. So what you see right now is okay, then we said okay, coming back. Let's come back to the drawing pad and find out what is working for us. So A was that the episodes part of it, and B was a newer concept called as Town Square. Corporates, we decided to keep it on hold.
So basically, like if I kind of sum it up, so Glyphs, it's an ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem.
So we have the CC where episodes or physical meetups happen. Town Square is primarily physical only. There's nothing.
No, Town Square is completely digital.
Digital
Okay.
marketplace.
Digital marketplace in Town Square.
So the name Glyphs is at Viacom 18.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Huh.
Ultimately, Glyphs
Perfect.
becomes a parent company.
Correct.
These thrive on the individualities.
So Glyphs CCE is actually a parent company.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not just
okay.
Glyphs.
So the on paper name is
On paper तुझा Glyphs CCE आलाय ना.
अच्छा.
Because that time म्हणून सांगतोय की that time
Yeah,
digital
yeah.
was never a consideration.
That's what. So, but now because you had to, you did it.
Yeah.
Had to.
We had to, na, because everything went digital. So we had to go digital. So
No, but
now
then-
if you want to still change it,
But this will
So-
still be only this part, na?
Yeah.
Now if you change it, we can just call it CC.
Yeah.
तुला
Or we
इकडे
can call
CC
it
तुला
anything. जो show part आहे ना,
Hmm.
so that we can change it entirely.
Okay.
मतलब we are actually just calling
We
it the
can
Glyphs show
come
because
up with a completely new
Different
name for the
brand.
show.
Yeah,
Cool.
completely different.
Cool, cool. So
So
that's-
what we used to have when we did corporates, na, so we had come up with the name of Passion Rendezvous. So all of those people, employees coming together. So that's why we had the name of Passion Rendezvous for that particular event. But we actually never came up with a name for the show at all, ever.
So
Awesome.
basically, there's a
We just call them
high
episodes.
possibility of
Like-
reworking on this concept because this is an ecosystem. We are not touching this. We are only touching this
Correct.
aspect to
The
drive it
show
further.
aspect.
The show
Correct.
aspect. So the show aspect is still whether it's physical, digital, phygital is now something that we'll discussing over the
discuss,
week.
yeah.
What kind of going forward because ultimately it is short term and long term. That's
So considering now the situation again,
Yeah.
do you think season 2 should launch digitally?
season 2 anyways is digital.
So approach you've decided is digital only, no physical at all.
For the episodes, it is digital only.
Understand, Advait, there are 3 products that Glyphs CCE is offering. Okay, bifurcate that. One is physical, one is digital. Physical, as of now, there is nothing. Digital madhe 2 modules again. One is the episode, one is the Town Square. And now the
Okay.
third one, which actually is going to come as a print.
Okay.
So
the
it's,
column.
that's the print column, which actually again something which has come evolved over time. So we now come into a physical format, a digital format, and a print
format.
come digital format, because
That will
the
also be
interview
online.
will be on YouTube.
Got it.
Got it? And the
Snippets of it will be in
snippets will be on the paper.
No, it's
Glyphs
one
CCE त्याच्या
असा
खाली
एक
physical.
feature आहे.
डिजिटलच्या खाली हे
तुला
तीन.
तुला सोपं करतो थांब दे.
Glyphs CCE फिजिकल डिजिटलच्या खाली हे तीन. And then there is a print.
Okay.
So CCE can be the
So let's
four verticals.
Let's just call it the show, na? For now.
Actually, it's actually episodes. So it's four things.
No, episode is even more
आपण
confusing.
पहिल्यांदा याच्यामध्ये
Which episode?
physical meetups.
Yeah.
This is called the CCE that we are talking about. Then we have the digital. त्याच्यामध्ये we have
The
show.
episodes.
The show, call it the show. Episodes, कुठला episode होता? नाही, कुठला episode? I'm telling you.
Good life.
Okay.
Late night show. हाँ.
त्याच्यामध्ये the show. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Episode मध्ये
त्याच्यानंतर we have
Yo, let's call it the labyrinth.
then we have TS, which is the town square.
And third is your.
Now we had something which was the corporate shows.
Okay.
Okay, and now we have something which is print, which will be the
CXO.
CXO corner.
Corner.
डिजिटल मध्ये पण मग CXO
हो,
कॉर्नर
लिहिणार आहे, लिहिणार आहे.
So whether it's any of this, you still call it Glyphs CCE.
आणि अजून
आई बाकी सगळ्यांना नको.
आता तुला digital मध्ये so CXO corner will be a part. It's just a.
Yeah.
So here you can write digital,
So it is print and
print.
but also na.
Print plus digital.
print plus digital.
हाँ.
Digital.
Alright. Does it make sense now?
Yes.
Very clear.
Yes.
Alright.
Then my question is, whether it's any of this, you still call it Glyphs CCE, na?
No, so we were calling only the show as the Glyphs show. That's
Okay.
all.
So
The
just
rest of
one
the
more.
things
I'll
have
make life easier for you.
Right. The rest of the things have names.
Yeah.
Oh, they had names. Okay, okay.
So this
Town
was
Square
called
had a
Passion Rendezvous.
We
Okay.
still use glyphs though. Glyphs.
हाँ,
Passion
Glyphs
Rendezvous.
passion run.
Glyphs.
Oh, okay,
we
okay.
will use.
But Glyphs Passion Rendezvous.
हाँ, so
Glyphs
our
Town Square.
Glyphs-
Glyphs.
Correct.
Oh.
The CCE got
CCE is
हाँ.
got
version.
And the
Side
CCE was supposed to be for the physical meetups.
Oh.
Got it?
Best way to
But why can't you call that for a digital also?
CCE is still a
We
version.
just did. We can. We just did. Like I say.
For you, she has a terminology that CC is still a virgin.
Glyphs has been
Never
used.
used before.
Used.
Everyone.
I love the content I'm getting. Okay. Crazy.
So that primarily.
Now we have opportunity to brand each one separately.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming. Like now there's a lot of this thing parts to it. Each has to thrive. So starting
So
from
ह्याच्यापैकी ना फक्त हा जो
this
आहे ना,
part.
if you just give me, this
Yeah.
is something that we have kind of,
Drop for now.
as of now, we have dropped it. Okay? Again, just for your understanding.
So town square is happening, episodes is happening.
आता even town square साठी we have
Very
tied up with,
specialized. हाँ.
we are going very specialized now. So we are going to do town square just for one more company. For Dyasna,
Dyasna.
we are tying up with them for all the town squares that happen from
Moving
here.
forward.
Okay.
So we don't need to separately brand
हाँ,
that or
yeah.
advertise that.
But then
So the
again,
control
हाँ.
of
ठीक है, but
town
अपनी
square
तरफ
would still
नहीं,
remain
अभी
with
नहीं है
Glyphs
ठीक है।
CCE or would it
नहीं,
be
अभी नहीं है,
Dyasna?
Dyasna.
So
हाँ.
getting the people, getting the participants is
wherever.
going to be
तिचा
their
publicity जे
responsibility.
असेल ते maybe
We don't need to advertise to bring in the revenue.
There is some connection between
It's just the delivery and execution part still
in life.
Yeah, there'll
so
never
that's
be
more
nothing.
B2B in that
बाकी कुठे
context.
एवढं नाही
It is not
connection.
B2C.
Connection.
जिथे आपल्या episodes जो shows are part, that is more B2C.
Correct.
B2 this thing, audience. It's more audience driven. So that is So आता आपण द शो म्हणतोय करेक्ट.
Yeah. The show.
So the show.
The show.
So
It should be the CCE show.
could be like आता
We'll
आपण-
we'll
come to
keep
that.
it. We'll keep it.
It's another show.
Yeah. No, I said we'll keep CC where
aside
it has
for-
been.
The virgin run has to end somewhere.
There's always.
You'll have Mary.
So that's why like the question which Advait had in that context of season 2. Now that we are approaching the season 2, we are refiguring out the season 2 aspect. Current scenario will definitely limit our physical this thing, approach. So we still continue with the digital.
So when
space.
we say the approach, now the delivery will always remain digital. It is about the production which.
So that is where you're coming to, isn't it?
So again, even with this current situation,
Wait, 1 second. Before you have considered finalized that the show is always going to be digital.
the show, yes, the show. will
Even
be-
if everything opens up, it is still going to be digital.
So it's not gonna be live show.
Just confirming.
Yeah. Unless and until we go to Kapil Sharma level where we have in-house audience, but again, the delivery of the show is still digital.
Okay.
No, but even if you say, but that's for the larger audience, na?
No, considering it like let's say it's an MTV show, they still have the show happening. They shoot it everything, but their final delivery is online.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is.
So no matter-
Yes, correct.
The final where the audience interaction happens is going to be digitally.
Yes, it will-
There's never going to be a sit down show where two people are having a conversation and there are performers who have been invited and there's an audience, a ticketed show, nothing like that.
Not as of now. Not.
That's what I'm
Not as
questioning.
of now.
Ha,
See,
that's,
that-
see,
not
now
as-
you're saying not as of now.
But
No,
again,
no, because we've never even discussed this before.
पण
So,
आपण ते म्हणतोय की उद्या
with audience also over
Sitting there. So the
No,
show
no,
will
so-
not happen online at all.
तसं नाही म्हणत आहे.
No, it'll happen
Is
online
it-
also. That can also be an option.
No. Is it something that we are talking 10 years down the line?
No, we are talking 2 years, no, not even 10 years. Example, like we
2
said,
years मध्ये
की
नाही. 2
normal
years
झालं
मध्ये
सगळं.
नाही. 2 years
आता
मध्ये नक्कीच
कोविड
नाही.
संपलं, नॉर्मल
So,
झालं. मग
what I
आपण
was
काय
trying
करणार?
to think was
Yeah.
that tomorrow, if this company really moves the way it's supposed to
Correct.
move and it reaches to a phase where we go like India's Got Talent, then yes, not
Okay,
otherwise.
so at that level, if you reach, then only you will.
then
want
and
to
then
do it.
only yes.
no, even at that level, the final delivery is still digital. It's not about having.
No, but
audience
then
while
that
recording.
is not only digital, it's also physical also
audience
because
will recording तिकडे असणारच ना.
अरे, but
it'll be a ticketed show also, na?
Ticketed, of course it
हा,
will be
but
show.
then
it will
be TEDx
So I think
असं-
we have
असं
carnival
KBC
show
तुझं
as
आहे.
बोललो होतो. I think that
अरे,
that
but
makes more
that is
sense.
again, having audience while recording is not considered as a physical show.
No, you're considering them as audience. He's considering them as people who pay to come and watch it live.
Ticketed.
There are people now you'll shoot it, you'll do the whole thing, but that will come after 7 days.
Correct.
The people who are
Honestly, I
at
don't want for it to
the
be
place
a
where you're
show,
shooting it
like
is a live show, live performance for
Then
them.
once in a year you have like an
But
NH7
even
wala.
that- So for that, even आता आपल्याकडे
नाही, that those
KBC
don't.
is not ticketed, but it is invitation.
Invitation.
Yeah.
This is like
TEDx
way ahead in
TEDx
future,
होतं ना,
right? So we
TEDx is
cannot
ticketed.
just not
Let's not take it up. Let's not consider it right now. in that
So
sense.
we'll consider the show as a completely digital show.
Correct.
Correct.
It is.
All right.
So it's still
We want to speak about the carnival part of it also. Do we in season 2 want to relook at the frequency of episodes,
Yeah, we can.
or do they still remain a weekly affair?
We
No,
can
open-
brainstorm
open
on
changes,
what
yeah.
what is the best fit.
I think a weekly affair is still better. तुला सोपं जातं ते करायला आणि if it's going to be a pre-recorded one, एकाच दिवशी मी 2 recordings करू शकतो.
What the plan is to have.
But
4
Sayanka, you'll lose
episodes in
interaction
the
over
back
there, na?
by default.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah, so
that,
that's
but that-
another
so
point.
that's
So
the content that we are anyways.
So
trying to
that's what
evaluate.
we have to discuss today is ki what is more important, data or you said you guys last time said a balance. Now how do you define balance between data and interaction? How do you define the balance now?
We've actually had a discussion on this, no? How do you define a balance for
Data
interaction
and interaction.
Okay. So one of the things that Anirudh was telling us was की हे तुझं तू प्रीमियर सारखं तू लोड केलंस आणि let's say even Zoom वरती सो केलंस. Alright, it's running on Zoom. You have people coming in as audience on Zoom as we are doing it for the regular show. We'll have to create the script in such a way that these guys as host they talk about it, but the interaction happens on the chat box.
Okay.
Then you can script it.
I got what you mean. So you record a video of them talking, and then when someone responds to that, you guys are anyways in the chat, but you respond via chat.
Correct.
Okay.
So there is that possibility over there.
So you play a pre-recorded show on Zoom and then interact with them. So basically do the same thing what you do on YouTube on Zoom.
Correct.
Because you can get data on Zoom.
Correct.
Email IDs.
So tomorrow, if we don't want data, as per what you guys are telling us, that if we build that stronger communication to the audience, it will be the other way around, right? So no, they are at some point of time, our expectations from Zoom are going to go down. Wherein at some point of time we can also decide we don't need Zoom at all.
Correct. So now Zoom, you are spending X amount of money.
Correct.
If you take that money out and use it for YouTube advertising and get the double number of people on YouTube where they're anyways interacting on live chat, like you said, Premiere. That's the perfect way of exactly doing what you do on Zoom on YouTube.
Correct.
But it's more
We are absolutely
approachable.
open for that.
So just to understand.
But that also
then how
changes
will
the
we
way
get the
your
data?
show.
How will we get the data?
You won't get email IDs.
No, but touch point कसे मिळते? Whoever is the audience over there.
So to understand,
numbering-
how to get that data, in the past year and a half, the data that you have got from Zoom, how have you approached that? What have you done with that? And what is the conversion through that?
So usage of the data, we've tried different things in terms of email marketing मध्ये or whatever. I agree that we've not made like complete and full use of that data.
No.
No, not whether you've made use or not. Like how have you?
I'm trying to say
Yeah.
is collecting
For
that
right
data
now,
Useful.
has actually been useful. Has it actually
In
been
one or
useful?
two ways, yes, because
Like?
that is the poll that happens beach mein. People say over there if they want to refer anyone for the episode or if they want to advertise their business as a Grow with Glyphs initiative.
So that is something that can happen on YouTube also.
But then after they've put it out, I know how to reach them because
See,
I'm
the
getting
people that do
a
that,
contact number.
you will anyways find a way to get
If
in
they
touch
do
with
it
them.
on Zoom, they will do it on any other
I
platform.
think that poll wala
But
comes
I'm
under
getting
interaction
a
part.
number.
Yeah.
They will get in touch with you if they want to talk about. See, you have this data. Agreed.
I'm just trying to help you
number
understand the process very clearly.
What's your balance?
मला हा डेटा
Okay.
मिळाला. आता या डेटा मधनं what are the things that I evaluate is एक तर मला ईमेल मिळाले, एक मला त्यांचा मोबाईल नंबर मिळाला, and now one thing that we have missed out is we already have different passions mentioned over here.
Okay.
म्हणजे उद्या मला त्या पर्टिक्युलर पॅशनचं कोणी पाहिजे असेल तर आय हॅव अ डेटाबेस ऑफ 124 एपिसोड्स.
Okay.
आय कॅन जस्ट ऍक्च्युली मला सिंगिंग मध्ये पाहिजे, आय कॅन ईच अँड एव्हरी ह्याच्यामध्ये आय कॅन जस्ट पुट अ फिल्टर अँड आय कॅन गेट की मला एवढे सिंगिंगचे लोक आहेत अँड आय कॅन जस्ट स्टार्ट प्लेसिंग कॉल्स टू देम.
So out of this data that you've collected, how many times have you done that?
All of them. No, we have not done that for the passion part of it.
No, not passion.
No. So,
Whatever,
Ata, you
what-
have this data.
Yeah.
You have so much data. This is over 1.5 years. In 6 months, you must have gotten 50% of what you have right now, technically.
Correct.
How did you leverage 6 months of that data for the next 6 months? What was it useful to you? Was
We
it
haven't
worth?
leveraged it.
In terms of getting the
So,
numbers, getting the
Did your numbers
So let's
increase
say
after 6
technically
months?
In
Did you?
season 2, let's say now we have fresh data because that data has not been used.
Correct. 100%.
Correct. So the same thing that you do on Zoom in terms of asking people to interact, you basically have to do the same thing on another platform. Of course, when it comes on Zoom, if you're saying ki nahi privacy ahe, people will not be scared to put their numbers down there. Then that is when you have to create a different way wherein we maybe in the chat box put a form filling. Now you don't know how many people are going to do that, of of course. But at the same time, if we've not used this data, let's leverage this data. And if you're going on another platform, let's find another way to find that data.
Okay, one
Also,
question.
one more thing that we have used this data for is if you have sponsored a particular episode, okay?
What do you mean by sponsored?
Okay, the Grow with Glyphs thing where your business gets space, logos and
Okay,
advertisements
okay,
in
okay.
the episode.
So
that-
people from this database have become sponsors
No.
to.
The other way around, I'm telling you.
Okay, okay.
So if you have been a sponsor of an episode,
You get that data.
whoever has come in for that episode, we actually pass on that data, the exact touch point, email ID or contact number for their usage. We give it to them as
An incentive.
So
That is
so
one.
that has helped you bring sponsors on board in a way.
yes, that has helped me renew sponsors.
And a very, like, I don't know if it's a valid question or not, but have those people ever come back to you and told them how that data has helped them?
Have you asked?
Has it
They have
been-
renewed
yeah, they've renewed. So I think that was like
As
we
sponsors.
took it
as sponsors. So
Yeah.
this entire thing is a 3-month thing. So
And on an
they have
average,
renewed.
and on an average, how many contacts have you given them per episode? Say this X episode, I am a sponsor. How many have I got?
35 to 40 per episode.
Okay.
Email IDs and phone numbers and.
And they have to pay you a certain amount to have their logo on
Yeah.
showcasing.
So basically, sponsors is like a kind of
So-
bring it
yeah.
on board, and in context or in tandem, you're getting the details of.
How have
consumer
sponsors reacted to something like say 35 email ID versus 2000 views? What are they more happier about?
We never asked them because we were only selling them 35.
Correct. So because we didn't have that our show is reaching 10,000 people,
That
we
numbers-
selected here is 35 email IDs.
We
Got
sold
it.
that.
So have you had anybody come and question you about it?
No.
None of them.
About the number of views or the kind
See
of
again,
interaction?
Avni,
Not question about number
it's-
of views.
It's not. It's they will not even question.
They will
because
not.
the data that we are giving is more genuine than the data that has got
No,
created on a
agreed,
digital
agreed.
forum.
Agreed,
So
agreed.
this 30, even if it is 20, this 20 are more genuine than
Are real
2000 that
people.
you get outside.
Correct, agreed.
That is
100%.
point number one, which they have understood. Second, they get their presence on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and on the show.
So for them it's a win-win in
So-
any way because they
Plus-
get audiences of
They have
online, which is
evidence.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, plus they get the email ID.
Yeah.
Correct.
So for them it's a
So
Majja
for
hai
them,
matlab.
it's a that's good enough for the amount that they're paying. They're getting its worth.
yeah, correct.
How they use this is something that,
That
of course, we
it's up to
can't-
them. Correct. So I'll just give you an example. I don't know if you guys know this artist called Nuclear and Ritviz.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they had this particular campaign during the lockdown where they had created a 3D or a VR arena for YouTube Live. They created a campaign of winners. They did a hashtag Ritviz, follow Nuclear and all that. What they did was they got the first 100 people to send them an email. Say, put in your email ID, send it to us, and you get a chance to interact with us. So they had 100 people on Zoom, plus they had 100,000 people on YouTube. So is that a format that you have tried doing where you create a need to put in those email IDs? Right now you're not creating a need to put in those email IDs except for the fact that you have to. If you have to watch the show, you have to.
Yeah.
There is no
By
second
default,
option.
you have to. You have
So
to
even
buy
people
it.
like
Do you
us
think
who are
that
very
will
tech
change
savvy,
the way they perceive
when we
it?
go on to that and we see a form, we're like, it's an effort. It's not much. It's 4 words. But we know that it's your need. We know that you want our data. We know it. So what he's saying is create it the other way around, where you create a need on their end.
To come onto Zoom rather than go from Zoom to YouTube.
We haven't tried. See, I'll tell you, YouTubeचा एक मोठा problem जो आम्हाला समजला होता was on the privacy aspects of it. किंवा जे आता for
Just define
example,
privacy.
opening act जो आहे,
Opening up.
whichever opening act we used to place, if that's a song by a renowned
अच्छा.
singer,
हाँ.
Rights managed.
right? तो completely बंद करतो था.
Even if you're going live?
Yeah.
Even on
So-
Facebook, that is there.
Facebook la sudha they will hold it till the time you don't send them a reason why you have done it.
So that also matters on the kind of settings the page is on, right? And the account is on. Because if it's a business account and a public account, that should not
Yeah.
happen.
So see, there are
It is.
ways
to
through
navigate.
all this. There is like
Because that's
It's
what
perfectly alright with us.
that's
So
what
this was one of the
major
reasons why
consumers
we
They-
need to even
And
shift
they monetize
from a
it.
Facebook to YouTube, going
So,
live on a YouTube.
so
there
what
are
you're saying is
ways we can
basically
take it.
change the way our content is created on the show. Like we change the way the show flows. Can be an option to tackle this.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The way it is packaged, the way it is kind of presented
Approached.
presented in a way that people feel the need to, of course, fill in the data. At the same time, the back-end issues which we are facing from the providers, that is navigated in a way.
See, Udya's.
I have a question. So in this example that he gave, Nuclear and Ritesh, now I like his songs. That's why I want to interact with him, and that's why that lead is attractive for me. Tomorrow, if Glyphs does this, Glyphs doesn't have a celebrity over there, right? What if the call to action doesn't happen? Okay, just considering the worst case scenario. What if the call to action doesn't happen? What do I give my sponsor then?
So what you're talking about is specific. It was just an idea about Nuclear and Ritesh. Tomorrow, if you say that your audience gets a chance, like one of your sponsors gets something from your sponsors, the audience, if they really like it, they will put in an email ID. It's not only whether you get to meet Nuclear and Ritesh. Tomorrow, let's say it's Sampurna. They say that top 10 people will get a coupon code from Sampurna if you put in your email IDs and enter Zoom. You have to put an incentive. It's
Yeah,
not about
incentivization
meeting or interaction. It's an incentive. With so much data that you have, you can easily create an incentive. You know who likes singing. You know who likes working.
I'm actually selling someone else's products on my episodes
That's why
directly.
you get a sponsor.
But that's
No,
exact-
direct sell होता है ना है.
How is that
But
selling?
that's okay.
It's a challenge. It's an incentive. It can also be something like, we know what your passion is, come and talk to us about it, put in your email ID. It can be as simple as that. Right now, there is no communication happening. Right now, you send a link, they log in. There is no incentive. People are not thinking, why should I put my email ID in? Like your target audience is 20 to 60.
You're absolutely bang on
Yeah.
into
We
that.
can try it. I'm just a little this that if this doesn't work, what do I give the
See,
sponsors?
Anyway, right now I'm
Yeah,
not
that's a
saying
fine
Sponsors.
question. That's a fine question, but still, there
Agreed.
are ways to navigate those pointers as well.
in
Because
that
ultimately,
case,
it is what
maybe
we need
with
to
the
do.
idea that we're trying out, you might just get so many extra viewers that you don't
This-
have to give the sponsors.
This is
data.
already.
Physical, digital.
What I
Yeah,
would
maybe
do
that will
is-
set
Bola
it
na.
off. Yeah.
So recycle the data. So you have given list of 30 people to sponsor A.
Next time you give next
Use the
30.
same
I
list
have
to
a
give
question.
to
You're
sponsor
on
B.
Instagram. How often do you use Instagram?
Hardly. I mean,
What do you use more, Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
On Facebook, if you see a challenge and you like something, how many times do you think whether you should tag your friends or comment on it?
Sometimes.
But most of the times you've tagged and commented.
Sometimes.
What has been the reason that you've done it?
Fun.
Incentive? Fun? Like as a joke, or is that, like for example, something that you really like they're putting up as a challenge? Would you comment and say, of course you want it because you've tagged 3 friends of yours? You get data over there. The moment you tag 3 people, you get data.
Yeah.
So many
Facebook to even more, Instagram to ठीक है because of its privacy issues, but Facebook to even more. Immediately you can find that person's name, email ID there only. So anyway,
You can find the person's email ID.
yeah, Facebook to most of the people have
I
there.
didn't know.
It's okay.
ठीक है.
I want to fill that
Not
profiles now. How
Not
do you get the
necessarily.
email
Email
ID?
ID is not
See,
necessary.
most of the people who are open to comment on other people's posts have an open profile, and over there they have their entire data. So if you are a very private person, first of all, you won't comment.
Exactly. So I'm open.
Udhar hi
to
gaya,
changing
that person is
also,
gone.
But I need to know what
If
is it.
you are a very extroverted
Like she
person, which
said,
is where our target audience had
email
come
IDs
to.
can be set
Ki
up
your
for
target
both
audience
viewers.
that you're getting to is
Open
more
for
extrovert, who want to have conversation, who want to. So that target audience is anyways there. When you run a challenge, they are anyways interested in sending a message. The moment you know that this person is, you write the data down. The only difference is instead of them sending us your email ID and phone numbers, you just have to go and find them. You know the target audience. Another thing, while doing Facebook marketing, this helps because there's an option that says people that have been interacting with your page. Udhar you get 100 people when you run a challenge. That's why these brands, if you see anytime anybody has run a challenge, immediately after that 1 week you see an ad of theirs. Immediately.
So that is another way of, instead of doing that on YouTube, that is another way of carrying these things out on Instagram and Facebook and transferring that audience to YouTube.
Because if you look at
Get your audience, you get your data from Facebook and Instagram. You use that platform to get your data.
If you look at your
आता कोणी
demographics that way,
YouTube वरच मिळालेला ऑडियन्स स्पॉन्सर्सला देतोय.
you split it up. You have 3 different sponsors.
And
Because
based
of
on
our
the
age group
sponsors-
also that makes a difference, because if you see 20 to 60 till 45 years old or even 50, everybody is on Facebook. Everybody.
And I have another idea.
But still interaction.
I have
50
another idea.
के बाद,
I have another idea. And instead of just putting sponsors, say logos on your creatives everywhere, say for example you have leather on stories doing sponsoring, okay? So you put out say a Valentine's Day creative right now that tag your partner, tag this and tag that, and I'll give you nice pop sockets, so I'll give you this, I'll give you that. So instead of just putting that logo somewhere, you're creating a challenge, you're using the sponsor for that challenge, people are tagging you in that, and you say we announce the winner on the show. Come on the show, you're directing them to your YouTube. So you're using
all
the
this is
sponsor,
only
you're
because of
getting
this
the
data
sponsor
we
to
gathered
give
from you
something.
guys right now. Last
You're
week,
giving an actual thing to that person, you're creating interaction, and you're pushing those people to your other platform to come there and listen to who the winner is.
I like this.
so since you've given the digital approach as the hero here, and then last week we decided that the brand Glyphs, the show is going to be the hero or the subject and not what is happening on the show, what is the passion, none of that. You get more place to play around with a lot of things. The reason probably you didn't try this is because you already knew what the hero of a show was going to be, and that wasn't the show, it was the person. So your marketing, your digitalization, your approach became person oriented. So immediately you have like, okay, what can I do now?
Are you writing this down?
Recording. Yeah, it is. Is it recording here?
Just write this point down, so I only don't forget.
Please don't forget this point.
Whatever.
So tell her what she's supposed to write down.
So the point is that instead of just having the logos of the sponsors on every creative, you create
Or
a
the
fun
Challenge.
or something like that using the sponsors, and you're creating interaction, and then you say that the winners of these will be announced on the show, so you're getting them to watch the show.
You're driving them to
Yeah.
the show ultimately.
You're driving them to the show, you get real-time data, and you're doing something fun with the sponsors. And the sponsors feel wanted, that you're not just putting their logo, but you're like...
That brings
giving
us
a
back to the
challenge
question of
Imagine running a competition of this with HFA financials.
that brings you back to the
But still, it
question
is a
of
very
revenue and
challenging one.
average.
You can still do that.
What
I
if-
think financials today, financial advertising has changed so much over the period. It was such a boring category also, but it's changed so much that nowadays it's more fun to watch financial advertising than any other category.
इमोशनल लेवल पे हे करना hit करना
Which LIC been doing for years and years.
So when you say that ki sponsors and blah 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 and blah blah blah, what is the revenue that where? See, that's a basic.
I was not listening, sorry.
See, we've answered the question of data and interaction. We want both. The perfect balance is ki this challenge basically, you want data to be able to pitch forward. We already have 1.5 year worth of data. We can use that for getting one more layer of audiences. Then the next question is, we need sponsors. What is the revenue? What is the average that they're ready to spend? How do we build a show that helps us generate that? Because last week we spoke, where is Glyphs heading? Of course, revenue generation is one of the important aspects of it.
Yeah. So you're asking what are they paying right now?
Not what are they paying, like how far do you think once we change the approach, do you think we can push them? What are the different channels that you want to push them through? Like right now, sponsors, how do you approach sponsors?
These are regular interactions with people we know.
By making a call. I don't know how to answer that question.
No, like if I have an event to do, I go to certain sponsors who I think will give value to.
Physically sound bit test, na?
Starts from cold calls to physical interactions to physical meetings. But that's still right now, because we're meeting people whom we know. More and moreover, we want to see that we go to a certain level, we are pitching to big houses.
Which is a global approach.
Which is a global
That
approach.
is exactly where we should go.
Yeah.
As of now, the
Okay, try to
pricing.
understand that.
The pricing as well as the approach is very low.
Yeah.
Again, because the show. So this is some feedback that we've got from people whom we have interacted with. Is that if we tell them there is a global audience, they're like, what's in it for us?
Yeah.
We are a local company.
Yeah.
So then we also had an approach where
But I have a question. Why do you approach them?
for sponsorship for the
No,
episodes.
when you say that you have a global approach, when you know that sponsor is a local sponsor, why do you approach them with a global approach? Like,
It's a part of the pitch. It's
Okay.
not the pitch. It's a part of the pitch.
okay,
All right.
just want to understand.
Yeah, of course. You should. Secondly, okay. I think I just forgot.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just trying to see if.
So because
Sorry,
it's a
sorry.
global
मी काय बोललो तुम्ही?
You are talking about when you approach sponsors.
sponsor,
नाही,
it's a
त्याच्या
global
अगोदरच
pitch.
आहे. So there have been cases like this की आम्ही local आहोत, so we don't want that.
Correct.
So a global audience doesn't really excite us. So then we had decided कि okay, now we have done with Pune, let's target Bombay. So we wanted to have performers from Bombay, okay, or Bangalore or Chennai. So the idea was to, if we want to go local, then go to these different cities and pick up performers from there. Get it?
But
So
then are you
that
using-
was a thought process that was there. We didn't go to implement it again. We were just in the process of implementing it, and then this has happened.
So the reason you went to performer outside your area was you wanted to pull audience from that area, which is why you had to get performers from there.
Yes.
That was when Glyphs was performer.
So again, tomorrow if I want to create a CCE in Bombay, I need to build Bombay first and then get that data bank who are the performers to come and be the first CCE group.
Got it. And then say that you have a global approach when you approach a sponsor in a way.
Yes.
Thank you.
But then,
Let's give them 10 minutes.
Yeah.
to just-
Have a
No, you guys are very hungry.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll
That's okay.
take your time.
Oh, it's non-veg, yeah? Then
Non-veg?
I won't mind.
Sorry.
This is also non-veg?
Yeah.
Chicken poppers, bro.
अच्छा खाने के बाद अच्छा लग रहा है.
What is left is batata. Yeah,
That's also veg.
that's veg.
I don't think so.
It's batata, bro.
बड़ा बड़ा. What is that point? What is that one thing the audience is looking for. Correct? How do we bridge that gap? Whether it is the current format where it is still a one-way interaction, or whether the expected format where we still have more of a two-way audience. So
Right now it's a two-way audience where the show is happening live and you can directly talk to
yeah, but still that involvement is still a very less percentage.
Yeah, because they're coming to Zoom.
Yeah. So, are we looking at more of an interactiveness with the audience, or we are happy with the current interactiveness with the audience? Because then that will define our approach in terms of its packaging.
But also, when you say interaction, I don't understand what they mean by interaction. What is interaction for them?
For them is the polls.
Like polls is one thing. Like audience interaction can be in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
They become a
that's
fan of the person. Then they interact with only that performer, not with glyphs.
Yeah.
So what is your definition of interaction in a show?
So right now, or what we want it to be?
What it is right now and what you want it to be, of course.
So one of the audience interaction points is the appreciation and everything that they are giving to the person who has come on the show. So
Okay.
to that guest,
Okay.
that is one. Second is of course in terms of quiz or the trivia that.
So you want interaction.
That
She's
is what is
defining
happening
what
right
interaction
now. That is what is happening right now.
is, because I didn't understand what interaction, like interaction can be a lot of things. It can be pre-event, post-event, during.
Yeah.
Like interaction right now, like as I heard it, is only during the show,
Only during the show. Primarily right now, only during the show.
which is a quiz, a poll,
An appreciation.
appreciation.
Or at the beginning, so while we are waiting for the audience to join in, so at that point of time, we ask them to put where they've joined in from and what their passions are and
Okay.
things like that.
General conversation.
general.
What about you?
आत्ताच्या ह्याची इंटरेक्शन ना करंट फॉर्मॅट हीच मेन बट देन
Sometimes coming backstage after the show is done.
Backstage after
How
the
many-
show.
what-
Backstage you mean Zoom?
स्टार्टिंग यायची आता नंतर नाही.
Like backstage म्हणजे मला कळलं नाही.
On Zoom.
Start-
So
no.
after the show is
So
done,
starting
webinar
ला
is
यायचे-
close होतं.
Oh, you switch from web. Also in Zoom also you have a webinar going on.
And then you what happened?
So it's not.
इट्स अ वेबिनार
Oh, so, okay.
सो काय होतं की लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स ऑडियन्स
Okay, that's same as YouTube.
रिअलाइज आर नॉट इन द राईट क्लोथिंग तुम्ही काही
Oh,
करत
so in
असता.
that they can put on their cameras basically.
So they do a show. They do the show from a webinar. They don't do
I
a
know
meeting
that. I know
like
मीटिंग
Clubhouse.
Yeah, I know that.
मीटिंग्स आता करतच नाही सो वी आर स्पेंडिंग ऍक्च्युअली फॉर अ वेबिनार फॉर्म
basically YouTube.
YouTube
Paid.
Think about it.
Paid YouTube.
Now you are
Or
paying for
it's-
YouTube basically.
इट्स अ डिजिटल यशवंतरावचं माहिती लाईक दॅट
हा.
ऑफ
तेच म्हणजे
बिकॉज
YouTube.
वी कॅन स्टील आस्क
GTK.
ऑडियन्स
नाही ना, YouTube सारखं नाही आहे ते.
नाही but if you're in webinar in Zoom, फक्त chat करू शकता तुम्ही YouTube वर.
बट देन वी कॅन कॉल देम अप एज
But that's what now you said you do, but now you don't because you started finding issues where they're not properly dressed or they mic on off, blah 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 blah.
नॉईज अँड
So you stopped doing it. So how many episodes out of how many people do you get backstage?
I think cumulatively 10 episodes we must have got people backstage.
Nine episodes.
जास्तीत जास्त 25 एक तरी नक्कीच
Out of?
हो, हो.
125.
25.
And why did the people want to come backstage?
I think
Initially,
Did you bring them up or did they want to
No,
come?
so we ask them, whoever wants
Okay.
to come, so they raise their hands or they put it in the chat that they want.
किंवा
Or we ask the participants, would you
परफॉर्मन्सला
want
मी
any of your
विचारलेलं की
people?
तुम्हाला तुमचे कोणी आहेत का सो दे टू कम
Achha, again for general conversation only.
Yeah.
Like there was no agenda to get them backstage.
फोटोग्राफ
to appreciate चांगला झाला
Face to
show,
face.
ये, ये.
Okay, so same interaction bit that you're talking about used to
Yeah.
happen backstage.
Hmm.
Like used to happen only backstage.
No, both. So chat पे भी वो they used to put.
हाँ.
And then when we pull them up, it was just an appreciation.
Face to face,
हाँ.
ठीक है.
नाटक बघायला जातो ना आणि मग त्याच्यातले जे असे 10% लोक बॅकस्टेज जातात ते ऍक्टर्सना
There's
वगैरे
more
सांगायला.
one-to-one types की there's
Correct,
like I
correct.
want to
Question
meet-
and answers,
I want to meet her,
FAQs.
other I have a
दे कॅन
question.
आस्क
Yeah.
हे कुठनं केलं तर घेतलं
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have heard this. It's a online thing only. It's called Ad World. There's this. It's like a seminar only. So what they had done was they had pre-recorded the shows of each person, but they had set it, and then after the show for 15 minutes, that guy used to come online, and you could face-to-face have a conversation with him, and later on, if he felt like, you know, that this conversation is going somewhere, then he used to exchange numbers and data and stuff like that. So if you guys do a YouTube show and then you say ki special for people, if you want to come backstage, join this link. That way you get data because you know that people who want to come backstage want to come backstage. Instead of running the challenge. So 100% then people will come, you'll get the data. So you don't have to worry whether it'll work or not.
So we can, so for digital thing, we can stop Zoom altogether. Asas na? So we will publish the recorded episodes on Facebook and YouTube, and we will give a link which we can say ki after
Backstage
episode
link can be a Zoom link.
So because you've done pre, so this is just what I was thinking, because you've done pre, from the previous episode you like identify ki these are the people that you are interacting with them. Just to increase loyalty towards Glyph, you send them an email ID saying, we're doing a Zoom show, we're recording here, would you like to interact with us? So you record this pre-madhe, have a conversation interaction with them, and then go live on YouTube 1 week later. So anyways you're pre-recording, right?
That was a thought. Even after
YouTube 1 week later.
As a premiere. Because people who are your followers on Glyphs don't know that you've already done this. For them it's happening at that point.
And we are recording your episode. We have your episode. Then we will reach out to people and ask them ki hey doga hai, and do you want to like interact? We get them on Zoom, we edit the footage and put that in your episode, right? And then publish it जेव्हा तुमचा वार असेल तेव्हा असं.
So sneak peek into the episode, something like
And
that.
then you
So
create
exclusive.
interaction for that 1 week. You get content basically. The point is, what I think right now, when you say interaction, I'm understanding is ki your interactions only before or after the show.
Chat on chat.
Chat.
Yeah, that's
but,
fine. But I think, see, overall,
like how
the
much
point
is that?
Achha, you're
But-
talking about live way, not
Yeah.
just the time.
Because loyalty cannot be created on chat. Like, as I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but for me, I don't. There's no chance that I will come back to any platform if I just talk on chat. For me, it's.
I think the point is definitely the collective approach of getting that audience to come back more and more. The data of it is something that we are looking at. But ultimately, what is that one thing people get hooked onto is something that kind of approach, whether really pre-recorded is an aspect of it, whether it is live aspect of it, or whether do like a combined one. So both in terms of like a show packaging, which is right now non-existent in the current set, which can help build that loyalty. Because ultimately, if I like something, I will come back to more and more to it more and more. So whether it is the way it is shared across with me, whether it interacts with me. So our point of view is the current set probably doesn't give you that confidence to come back more and more every week. So what is that you guys find missing in the current set, and what is that we need to kind of take it to the next level from your perspective initially?
And what is that next level?
In terms of the show flow or the interaction?
Both. How do you bridge the gap between?
If you start with the show flow, of course the interaction will creep, or it will kind of blend into it. But the current scenario doesn't give you that confidence to build that show, to get in more interaction. So current setup मध्ये क्या current याच्यामध्ये things काय आहेत की जे doesn't work. People are kind of not coming back for these reasons. म्हणजे तुमच्या दृष्टीने.
What is the kind of interaction you want to create? You told me what you're doing now.
Yeah.
What is
So
the
I think,
you want to create?
one
Ideally,
fun
Sudha.
thing could probably be maybe in the week leading up to the show, the performer actually goes on Instagram live for 5 minutes.
Okay.
And just very quickly he shares some tidbits about his passion or whatever, and whatever questions people have, udhar ke udhar, he can answer it, and then he can say ki, I have a detailed this thing or whatever, come and watch the show.
Okay.
And that interaction should not be more than 5 minutes, because then otherwise it
So
will
you
lead
think
into the
the main show?
yeah. And if there are any questions which we've kind of recorded for the show, he should not answer it in that Insta live or whatever. He should say ki, come and watch me on the show, I have answered this.
हे इंटरॅक्शन जे आहे ते ग्लिफ्सच्या ह्याच्यावरनं ग्लिफ्स CCE ह्याच्यावरनं जाणार आहे का तो वेगळा करणार?
सो इन्स्टाला आता ते हे आहे ना
Double 4 people can.
What about you, Sajid uncle? What is your interaction definition? Where do you want to take it?
And this is something which we had started but couldn't really execute because of time. But is the quiz element which we have in the show now. So what I started doing was simple questions related to the upcoming passions. उसके quiz Facebook या whatever पे डाले थे, and then people are actually interacting on that. They are asking questions or answering and things like that. And intentionally I had kept it either easy or medium level, so that people feel like answering, because they already know the answer. They don't have to think too much. So even if it was about videography or photography or whatever, which is not my field, I might still know something
Got
about
it.
it. So
you said that you weren't able to.
Because of time, I was not able to execute too much of it. Like I think 2-3 times only we did, but.
Cool. Interaction. Future of interaction.
I think going forward, the interaction needs to be with the show or the concept at large, because then, irrespective of who is the performer, your audience will still keep on interacting with whatever medium which you are trying to get them to interact through. If we concentrate too much of performers, again we are making an ad hoc type of interaction which might last for a week. In a build up to that particular show, or maybe 1 week after. But again, longevity for that type of interaction is very less. But if we have stuff which is more connected with the show, or in the concept of the show, or the way we are curating the show, then obviously, irrespective of who the performer is, people will keep on coming back to interact with us. And that is the level this needs to go.
So if you create a post of a poll based on what do you think is Glyphs, it's a platform, it's a dialect, it's a language. This kind of interaction where people interact with what Glyphs is and not who the performer is. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. So again, it is about, so people should look forward to the interaction with whatever the show handle or the Glyphs CCE handle or whatever. That interaction at that point may end up being about the upcoming episode, which in turn might talk about the performer, or there could be a performer who is talking to them through that interaction. But there has to be something for the audience to come to the handle and interact in general as well.
So just to maybe add on only for this, I think this point is, if we are saying that Glyphs is a community that we are building, okay, do I get space? Do whatever you want, you do the show, you do whatever. Do I still get space, because I've watched your episode or whatever, to come and talk to you or come and display something of myself, irrespective of whether I've been on the show or whether I've been a participant of the town square or whatever it is. For example, it may not be the best example, but Facebook is a community only, where I have my own space where I can do things. If Facebook has an initiative tomorrow of some challenge that you are talking about, I might participate in it, but even otherwise I have space on Facebook to do things I want to do. I don't know if that answers your question of interaction, but I think if we can have this angle somewhere, because we are talking about community at the end of the day.
So your point is more of a touch point where it has to go wider. it is not in particular.
She wants to create a community.
So but right now
Interaction
we're
has
talking
to
only in
happen
terms of
the community, and then your episode becomes a part of it.
Okay, got it.
Because right now we are in particular topic talking about the episode part of
Correct.
it or
So
the show
through
part
that
of
also
it.
we
But
can-
yeah, the general overall
So you
of course
can
has
have
to have
general
an
conversations
umbrella.
on that community page where I talk about random things. It doesn't have to be about the show.
About we can curate on.
And it has to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about passion.
That's what I'm
passion
saying.
in
When I
general.
say anything, it can be how passionately he wants to collect stamps.
Yeah, and then if we can kind of provoke or initiate these kind of interactions through an episode that happened over stamps. I don't know how we can do it, but
I get
I think this gives a very larger perspective than anything that we have discussed.
Yeah,
up till now.
yeah.
Because very strongly you the goal, not I wouldn't say the goal, but the vision is a larger one to where smaller activities can be
Drivers.
locked down.
So these are drivers to
Drivers
the,
for
to
a
the larger goal
larger
or larger
vision.
vision which we are trying to kind of
I
come
would-
up with.
I would resonate with something like this.
Original
Yeah.
concept of community, because
Yeah.
we shouldn't be
Yeah, yeah.
getting away from that.
But to drive that community or to create that community, of course, there are ways,
Yeah.
channels to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Show is one of
Via
them.
media.
Show is one of them. There are certain things. Town Square is there. These are
See,
certain touch points.
ultimately ना, अमित मला काय वाटतंय की what are all of us talking about is maybe doing this.
Yeah.
We want to have numbers in the community. Simple.
Yeah,
तुझ्याकडे नंबर झाल्यावरती तू काय वाटेल ते टाक, that is going to be a revenue model for you.
absolutely.
आणि
आणि तेच
overall
पाहिजे
the
आपल्याला.
world is only talking about numbers.
Yeah.
So that means end of the day, if we can create what we have decided to create, we will come into a very very niche area, and that niche area belongs to us, no one else.
And that's what because you have rightly said, na, because what is important, data or interaction. म्हणजे हे दोन्ही मिळालं की then you are in a different
created a
league.
community.
Huh?
Okay, building a little bit on what Parag was also saying, ki, in terms of interaction also, so something now different talk shows, ki, suppose Coffee with Karan's a rapid fire round, किंवा Kapil Sharmala where the men dress up as women and have this thing, or ते चला हवा युद्धामध्ये parody करतात of films and things like that. So if we can probably have even just one element of the show, so even if people don't want to watch the whole show, but they will be like, अरे मुझे वो देखना है, उसके लिए I will watch that entire show. So in that entire show flow, I know it's drifting a little away from the main question of interaction, but there has to be one element. So even if people don't come for the performer or for the passion, they will come for that element of the show. And can that be something completely unique that we create? Which
So each element in the show is an individual by itself.
so
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 if I
it's
like
more
the
cards.
quiz, I'll only come and watch the quiz. But
So-
maybe after the quiz, I get interactive with the rest of the show.
So there was one more.
one highlight. नाही तेवढंच.
आपण कोण बोललो होतो? Noah, Trevor Noahचा.
हां.
That okay, both of us were. I think even tu suda. So the idea is ki if we want to go digital, can we create a show like that wherein he's talking to the camera? So there is one host who's talking to the camera, and then all the recorded ones actually form a part of it. So then that means your entire show gets completely in a different environment.
Between the scenes segment असतात 5-5 मिनिटाचे.
म्हणजे तो हा प्रश्न विचारतो, तेवढा प्रश्नाचं उत्तर द्यायला त्याच्याकडे जातं, हा परत इकडे येऊन गप्पा गोष्टी करतो, गोज अँड आस्क्स अनदर क्वेश्चन, तेवढं रेकॉर्डिंग परत येतं, परत सो इट्स मोर ऑफ इंटरॅक्शन बाय वन गाय.
Yeah, that is like that said.
So
कि
show-
those part is a show packaging part where
तो
where
maybe
the
but
direct,
But
like you
does
said,
that
the direction aspect
but
and where the
they
building
must be
aspect comes.
thinking like, do you guys think that that will drive towards the bigger goal of the community?
Yeah, because then
It's a show.
because so community मध्ये सुद्धा कसं होतं
How will
की-
you create that?
Okay, so people get inspired to do something which they see also, in the sense ki even if they don't do anything directly related to passion, माझा जो विचार होता तो की the rapid fire that you can have anywhere. They have it at weddings, they have it in corporates,
Yeah.
they have it anywhere. The concept of a rapid fire round, suppose, kind of got boosted because of that Coffee with Karan wala show. So in that aspect, that can also be one
Element.
which makes people want to copy something that we have started. And who has started this? The Glyphs has started.
God.
CC.
The show.
The show.
Harshad, do you have anything to say about it?
It's been quiet
He's
for a
been
long
trying to speak from last like hour and a half.
कोपऱ्यात बसलं ते कसं होणार आज?
त्याला लपायचं कॅमेरा.
आज लपायचं त्याला. आज लपायचं त्याला.
No, fundamentally, where I disagree with you is whatever you have spoken with regard to what Coffee with Karan is or Kapil Sharma is or whatever, आणि त्यांच्यातला तो एक USP that you've spoken of, they still have a single structure. They still have a common point where it comes down to. What happens with Glyphs CCE is each time you have a different passion that is being gotten, where you cannot have a common parameter where you can fit in, because it's a very unique structure each and every time in terms of the performers that come. For a show like a Kapil Sharma show or the Coffee with Karan. Coffee with Karan is all about Bollywood and aspects of Bollywood. So it is very easy for someone to do a common parameter, set a common parameter, and that becomes its USP. Same is with the Kapil Sharma show.
See, but you still have people coming and promoting different kinds of shows, different kinds of guests also. म्हणजे there are some people जे खूप असे ब्रॅश सुद्धा असतात म्हणजे
I think
who
so.
talk.
There is another example, the Late Late Show, James Corden. So he does this news section, which is again that section itself. His guests might be from
Anywhere.
Bill Gates or an actor or a dancer or a singer or a writer or anything. So again, his guests are from different verticals.
Like right now, Glyphs, the show I think has the USP technically is the quizzes. If you see in the way that you're talking about, ki every show has a quiz, and that is something that is a USP of it because
There are multiple USPs.
I think USP right now is the Jugalbandi.
The Jugalbandi is there.
That is something which is
The quizzes are there. The
so it's not like data specific. It's a style.
Structure.
Like म्हणजे you can involve any kind of information in it.
Ultimately, it has to marry.
Huh.
If it does not marry, it does not make sense. So anything that you think of has to be something which is related to passions.
मी तुला एक हर्षद सांग तुला मी when you say it has to marry, one of the strongest reasons for me to believe that it is right on what we are talking is that we have never lost an audience who is during the show. Where if there are 50 who have logged in, we still have 48 towards the end.
No, correct.
म्हणजे सी मला आता फॉर एक्झाम्पल हे दोघं परफॉर्मन्स आहेत. मला हिचा पहिला होता हिचा नंतर आहे. हिचा झाल्यावरती मी टेक्निकली लॉग आउट करायला पाहिजे कारण मी तिच्यासाठी आलो. तसं होत नाही.
I am not speaking the performers have to marry. I am saying तो जो एक segment है, the USP. जसा Coffee with Karan वाला, Coffee with Karan वाला rapid fire.
That we come up with our own.
नाही ही इज नॉट मेनिंग की आपण कॉपी करतोय आपण इट हॅज टू जेल इन दॅट फॉर्मॅट
It has to marry that format. If it does not marry that format, it does not make sense.
Correct.
It will then it does not.
पण how to make a marriage happen?
That's show flow. That's show flow.
Is again that it might again take away the importance from the entire point of having performers to showcase passion. So no matter what we do to complement the show, it should complement the show and not be the star of the show.
Absolutely. Not taking anything away.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thanks, Avni.
crazy.
Yes. Of course.
And खूप वेळा कॉफी विथ करण म्हणलं.
So like today's conversation, I'll just like summarize it because I think.
Who all want coffee?
चाय फोर चाय.
Rude, man.
अच्छा नाही आता कॉफी झालं का?
Coffee? Plain coffee?
चहा.
आल्याचा चहा, हर्षद आल्याचा चहा.
I want
We're not dieting, man. Only he is.
He doesn't want
Black
anything.
coffee.
Thumbs up or no?
Normal.
Little hearts.
Normal.
Black.
दोन black,
Okay.
दोन normal, एक चहा.
3 coffee, 2 black, 1 chaha. What do you want?
I want thumbs up.
Why Zona? What do you want? Coffee.
But I want thumbs up really.
Masala dosa, cheese dosa, cheese dosa.
मसाला डोसा cheese dosa.
फास्ट फास्ट बनायचं असं एवढं झालं.
Again, we're on 4 coffees, 2 black coffees, 1.
You go outside, come back again 5 minutes.
रिपीट ऑर्डर असं म्हणायचं. कॅन यू रिपीट द ऑर्डर प्लीज?
So to summarize the show, I think we have
शो.
yeah the show. It's called the show.
I thought this for a moment you're calling this a show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The show. I was like, I thought you understood that the show means the show.
Correct.
I thought
The show.
How just show.
The show.
Okay. Just a thought that has just come right now. This messiness that is around, will a show like this really work?
Messiness, but in a structure.
Pre-planned.
Organized mess.
अरे हो.
आता झालं बघा स्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट झालं पण chaos आहेच.
Planned it.
सो तो ग्रँड नॉर्टन मध्ये बघितलंस ना
हो ते कुठला तरी एक शो आहे तो असाच करतो ना.
ग्रँड
Grand Norton, अरे हा.
की तो सर्च करतो हाऊ डज रॉबर्ट डाउनी ज्युनियर, मग ऑटो कम्प्लीट मध्ये मग हसत
हा,
बसायचं.
हा.
किंवा मग तो टॉम हिडल्स्टन ती युनी सायकल असते ती
हा.
चालवून
The
दाखवली.
most Googled questions ना.
हा.
की हा what is
So-
name आणि मग जे काही आहे.
So
हा.
मग हे की व्हाय इज टॉम हिडल्स्टन.
हा.
Then
आणि मग हसत बसायचं बिकॉज दॅट इज द क्वेश्चन.
कोणीतरी घोस्ट आहे. What he does is he takes the celebrity's phone and he sends
येस
random messages to
The contacts.
contacts. And
असं random.
then the
Responses.
responses are played live on the TV show.
जसं ते कपिल शर्मा आता चालू केलंय तो इन्स्टा कसं हे करतो दाखवतो असं.
Hey, that'd be damn fun, रे.
Yeah.
आणि असलं
तसं
असं
फुलं
random आहे ना. आणि
त्याच्यामध्ये.
त्याच्यात म्हणजे सगळे सेलिब्रिटी असतात. सो त्यात मग विक्टोरिया बॅकहमला पण जातो एखादा मेसेज.
हो, जबरदस्त आहे.
आणि मग ऑब्विसली ना
आणि
देन दे
ते-
टॉक अबाउट हाऊ वुड दे रिस्पॉन्ड. दे आर लाईक ऑल द
There was one point where someone had called Kendall Jenner from some other model's phone, and they told her ki, your friend has forgotten her phone in the car. And the thing is, the celebrities also think quick, so they said. So they said, no, this is actually my boyfriend's phone. I'm picking it up for her. You leave it at the reception and take it. That also matters.
So
The
his
biggest,
spontaneous
This
planned
interaction.
spontaneity is,
And that would be fun to watch. So passion
So,
questions, Sudha, it has to be maybe, I don't know, the tone of this thing also that we have right now. Where Anupama Chopra sarkha हे करायचं का?
किंवा लाईक दॅट वे लाईक जस्ट रॅन्डम आयडिया जे पॅशन चालू आहे त्या पॅशनमध्ये जे ऑडियन्स आहेत एनिवेज वी गॉट द डेटा फोन नंबर्स अँड ऑल ऑफ अ सडन वी कॉल द व्ह्युअर इट सेल्फ इज वॉचिंग द एपिसोड अँड टॉक अबाउट
We can have a random number up on screen and we can ask the audience to call them and find out who they are. Or like असं काहीतरी, but using our database only.
Yeah.
म्हणजे we'll give someone's number who we know is. But that's what we mean by planned chaos. Like the number is a ओळखीचा number, not a random number actually.
So परत चॅलेंज तेच आहे की हाऊ डू दे रिलेट टू व्हॉट एव्हर वी आर शोईंग देम.
And maybe this specific interaction can be only for people who get invited after the YouTube live. So it becomes an incentive. It becomes word of mouth, na? कि अरे Glyphs अंदर this happened. I'm sure that is a very important part of what Glyphs is because word of mouth is a lot. Sorry, this happened during the show. They want to come backstage.
All the
then.
other shows, people know who is on the stage. त्यामुळं त्यांनी काही नाही केलं नुसतं बसलं तरी ते वी कॅन रिलेट की अरे हे. सो देर इज दिस पेज ट्विटर हँडल कॉल्ड कॅनू रीव्स डुईंग थिंग्स.
Yeah.
आणि दे जस्ट पोस्ट की कॅनू रीव्स वॉकिंग, कॅनू रीव्स.
Kunal Kamra had tried that one.
सो बट वी अरे 11 लाख फॉलोअर्स. बिकॉज
Yeah, there's a Discord community on that where people talk about it. Like he's drinking coffee at
I
Starbucks
don't
earlier.
know why are we wasting time over here? Then just do something stupid.
But Sahil uncle, exactly that's the point. Stupidity is the smarter way to play it.
Keanu Reeves is doing something. There is a page called same photo of I think Jim Carrey every
There's
day.
many accounts.
आणि त्याला पण एक 10-15 फॉलोअर्स आणि तो एक फोटो रोज पोस्ट केला आणि त्या पेजचं नावच असं सेम फोटो ऑफ जिम कॅरी एव्हरी डे.
You remember there was this situation to make this the most liked egg?
Yeah.
That is still the most
The
most liked egg on Instagram.
Most liked picture.
On Instagram.
It's the most liked picture on Instagram.
Yeah, it is the most liked picture now,
Of an
but
Of
it
an egg.
exactly,
Yeah.
but it started as a
Meme.
what is
Yeah,
Keanu
it was a
Reeves' name
joke.
right now? It was a joke. It was an egg joke. Now it's become the most liked picture, and still is after 3 years.
Before was Kylie Jenner. So there's a video of her where she breaks an egg.
That's why they chose the egg
And
because the egg
like,
felt
it was
bad that it was
so
broken. So they wanted to challenge Kendall Jenner saying ki, I
Kylie
can be
Jenner. Kylie Jenner.
Sorry guys, very confusing. They wanted to challenge her on social media saying ki you can't have the most liked picture. The broken egg will have the most liked picture.
So she took it personally. She broke the egg. She's like, this egg stole it from me. But it blew up so much.
But it was so
Yeah.
stupid that people blindly followed it. They went and liked it. Or
There's a
maybe
need
I
for
feel-
stupidity.
No, Americans are stupid.
Everybody.
there's an Indian version of that also.
Really? What's it called?
I'll show you.
County Anda?
No, there was a big bodybuilder who had put an egg here and this is how you break an egg. And then that one chick who had like ittu se hands, you know.
Even I can do it.
World record every verified account.
Yeah, it's verified as one post.
Are you serious?
What?
One post and verified.
Verified.
Arey, look
Even
at this.
one post of the egg
Look at this.
verified.
World record egg.
So how many likes does it have?
And it's just a photo of an egg.
Yeah, and one only.
Imagine if this guy converts into an Instagram account.
NFT.
आपण फालतू मध्ये प्रयत्न करतो.
Oh shit, how is that not come out yet?
सगळं करायचं.
कर तू कर.
Really, I'm checking if it's there or not yet.
Glass and put it.
नहीं है तो करते.
No, I've got a better idea. You
Yeah.
pick your nose and take a snap.
नहीं तो करते
Instagram
तो थोड़ा
will shut off
सा
if I-
Are you crazy?
If I do that.
Avni pricking the nose.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Oh, it's there, it's there.
Mess.
Yeah.
Random
Oh,
mess.
shit.
You can actually
Today,
Highest,
mess of food,
they're making a
mess of
challenge to
colors,
make it
mess
the
of-
highest paid for
Today's
NFT
On
art ever.
Snapchat, on Snapchat, there are actually
Today's mess.
videos which is called satisfying videos of people cleaning blackheads, and I watch them
Avni,
every day.
we're going off topic. We're going very off topic.
So there is this guy. What do you do for living? Supercars वाला तो Daniel
Yeah.
Mac. So what do you do for living मध्ये
He
असं
randomly-
दर ह्याच्यात एक कोणीतरी असतं की I sell pictures of my feet on OnlyFans आणि they are in Lamborghini.
Yeah, he randomly goes to
What people
people.
with rich cars do, huh?
Like what? Yeah, yeah.
They are like,
This
I
guy's a
sell
Ferrari
pictures
coming,
of
he goes
my-
and asks him a question.
There's
Why
one
do you have so
more
much
thing where
money?
people
हाँ,
go
मी कोणी सांगितलं होतं.
and check diamond का quality with real or fake. Amit,
हाँ?
तुम्ही बाकी-
मी सायन्स 51 लावलाय ना घे ना
आहे का तुझं रे?
Yeah, I think it's time to summarize the meeting now.
the show.
The
The
show.
show.
Sorry. It's time to summarize the show. Gap, yeah. All these questions have been answered actually. I mean, I have answered. Have you answered them? I don't know.
त्याला आज तुम्ही फ्री हँड दिलेला आहे की नाही नाही तसं नाही आज तू कंडक्ट कर
जे करायचं ते कर.
त्याच्यामुळे तो म्हटला आज का चान्स मैं नहीं
नहीं
छोडूंगा
नहीं आज साधे तुम मेरे द्वार आए हो.
Home ground.
वेटिंग
Harshad. Home ground. We have this joke whenever we go for meetings. We call it the home ground because whoever asks you for chai or coffee first owns the meeting.
So this time we asked.
So many times. Epic.
Okay,
Yeah.
now that you've said it, I would like you to summarize the meeting.
Who's got the laptop?
Amit.
What you have been writing?
I've written notes.
Notes
Summarize दुसरं नाही करायचं. अरे काय
Sheh. thought it'll work.
Actually thought it would be. किती असं.
ठीक है, I'll summarize क्या?
Please do.
Okay. Now I feel stressed.
We know that. तुला माहिती आहे का? There is something called as a squiggle trait. तू त्याच्यातला आहेस. तुला जेवढा वेळ फ्री दिला ना की तू सुटतोस. आता तुला स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये आणलं की समराइज कर.
नाही जमत. जमणारच नाही मला. Now I'm getting very awkward.
Now you summarize.
ठीक है, चल. What kind of approach is?
Prove is wrong. You're not a squiggle.
I'm just squiggle my way through again. So what kind of approach we spoke about, and you guys are very clear what it is. Digital till you become like a big show, but still that'll be digital. Okay, what is important? Data interaction. Khatam, I can't do this anymore. Can we do it now, please? Almost, na?
Okay,
now.
Almost a good start. असं तुला म्हणायचं.
Yeah, almost a good start. That's what we also
Read what you said now. Let's see what you said.
Huh?
Read what you said. What you have typed.
Yeah, I understand.
because he's right in one word. See, I think the kind of
CCE.
approach we will look, still I think we haven't figured out in a whole, but we are still on the path to figure out this thing. Of course, the second point, which is important, data or interaction, that is, I think still we come to the vision aspect of it. It still will be still a challenge whether it really we're going to be a data driven or an interaction driven. And
Where you have to figure out how to do both at the same time.
Of course, we have to. It can't be this or that.
Yeah.
It will still be both data and interaction. Then, of course, what is good for the audience is now the packaging aspect or the flow aspect of the show, the interaction aspect of the show. How are we going to drive it? How are we going to make them be inclusive about it? We feel a part of it. And if physical, digital, of course, we answered that question. It will be digital initially and then the phygital aspect years down the line. But that will be part of the vision aspect where we define that what year are we going this thing phygital.
Like knowingly or unknowingly, we reached the stage of where our vision is going, which is community, I think.
Correct.
Which is one point. I mean, next with the time we
How
have a
do we
conversation
bridge
about
the
the vision.
community?
Yeah, how do we bridge the gap? Is community and
Interaction.
interaction with the community. Yeah.
So this is for today. I think tomorrow will be more on the aspect of actually building that
Show.
the show.
Whatever the answers that we collected today, this is going to reflect in what we build as a strategy tomorrow. Correct?
Yeah.
In tomorrow's
For the show.
session.
Yeah. How do we build the show? Because you spoke about interaction, you spoke about different references for the shows.
Yeah. now
How do we
stupidity has
get
to
that
come.
into the show? So we'll talk about a structure. We'll talk about where we want to drive the audience at the end of the show, before the show, 1 week, all details approach
So
of the
the
show.
packaging aspect
Yeah.
of it.
Like for example, like I have a question. Ki after the conversation that we have today, do you think that you guys want to change the way the show flow goes? So
I think that was one of the first things that all of us agreed on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you have a better idea of what kind of a show flow you want to go to. Earlier you knew कि you wanted to change the flow of the show, but now I think we have a better idea of what the goal of the show is after the show is done. Like, what do you want to drive the audience towards? How do you want to bring them back? We've discussed about all that. What kind of interaction do we have to have?
Yes, Advait.
So he has summarized. Advait has summarized today.
Thank you.
For what?
Summarized.
Huh?
Oh, he's
Summarized.
I haven't summarized.
He just gave he gave 1 point over there. He gave 1 point over there.
And then I asked him another question.
So any last points that you all would like to make or anything?
I have a very serious, critical aspect to the entire thing. If you guys have given homework, you bloody well make sure that we have done it.
Yeah,
What is this, Avni?
Why?
How can you forget?
Why? Why?
Stand up!
Why should we make sure you've done the homework? It's not homework.
I'm going
Your
to
teacher never told you what?
I never did my homework. You're telling me. I'm with you guys right now.
He's a child of two teachers. Nonsense he'll ever do.
What homework are you talking about? I don't understand the word homework. At least I never did my own homework.
Yeah, I heard you used to give your books to someone else who used to write the homework for you.
You can try that.
Have we tried that? How do you think the homework?
I'll give you homework this time.
Oh, shut up.
Fun homework.
अरे चल.
Fun homework. चल ना. Fun homework.
बोलना. नहीं बोलना.
You have to record a video of the kind of show that you want to run through.
Video
Like
you can just
self.
say yeah.
मतलब talk your own. Now you better do it tomorrow. Then we'll go live.
We'll go live
मेरे
tomorrow.
पास सब माल रेडी है.
खाली फेस मॉर्फ करने.
Green screen.
That is also ready.
Green, white, black.
Tomorrow we meet at 7:30.
So Udya,
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, Thursday 7:30 नहीं evening सकाळी नाही.
अरे फ्राइडे से आपका इवनिंग है ना? नहीं फ्राइडे से.
confirm करायचं.
फ्रायडेचं एखादं सावड आहे.
फ्रायडेचं काय संक्रांतीचं देवाचं काय आहे का?
तू आहेस फ्रायडेला? दुपारी आहेस का संध्याकाळी?
फ्रायडेला पण आहे, सॅटर्डेला पण आहे.
Friday week.
फ्रायडे आफ्टरनून
Friday week.
What?
Advai, fucking one more time, my mom will stab you.
मॉर्निंग ऑल्सो वर्क्स.
It's been posted to Sunday.
का तो बोला नाही.
If it's on Friday, you can be posted.
Ask her.
माहिती नाही, तो संध्याकाळी
Ask her.
करायचं.
हा म्हणजे
Friday
सहा
coming and
वेळेला
then
कमी
Sunday.
येऊ शकते.
हे दोघं वडापाव
होऊ शकतं.
संक्रांत
त्यांचं संक्रांत
Itti. Where is it? Where? Now.
संक्रांत postpone. Then I would prefer evening.
Oh, Sankrant is really boring.
अरे
Oh God!
yeah, Tanvi Sankrant is postponed. Because of the pandemic, they are also taking a time. Have you seen God Must Be Crazy?
Yeah.
We should make a show on you.
So evening असेल तर I would
It's like
Tanvi Must Be Crazy.
पाच तरी होते.
Must be?
that would be a nice.
Yeah.
You get hits, yeah. Likes,
अर्ली
subscribers.
Yeah.
Like golden track make. Then you agree.
हा, पाच साडेपाच नंतर.
Approved the idea.
I'm making a
I'll
note
be
of
the
it.
producer. You can start.
He's not coming that day any
No,
day.
she's coming ना, he spoke.
ती आधी तर late-
When
late
do you
मध्ये
have
येते.
periods? What is the date period for this?
We got 15.
Bye.
कधी?
आज 12 है.
What date? What do you have a period for today?
20.
We stay in two different
20,
houses.
20.
Ask her.
Wow.
Two different
Not your
houses.
child.
Half नहीं, 3/4 of the time you are still in one house. Either you are in hers or she is in yours.
No, she's in his house. They have
Which
both
is yours?
mine, and he's not at home with me.
एक लक्षात ठेव, हा डायलॉग लक्षात ठेव.
हो, लक्षात ठेव,
She
खरंच.
comes and says, माझ्या रूम मध्ये माझ्या कपाटात माझे कपडे आहेत.
कपाट
There is no
कपाट
need to
माझं
Lakshya to
वापरलेलं
find because I have it on
समजलं
video.
ना तुला? काय लगेच तिला सांगायचं
Video.
तुझ्या घरात तुझ्या नवऱ्याच्या
You have
घरात
audio
जाऊन
also,
सगळे जे
You have
करायचं
audio
ते
also,
कर.
ना घरचं काय हाय चाललं.
अरे I'm giving you content यार.
You said?
What?
Very conveniently, the minute they got me married off, they had to redo her room and her bathroom.
Correct.
Oh, now you can be hygienic. Now that these
How
days
did you use
left.
the room?
Huh? What?
When did you use the room? 2 years you were there outside.
I want to use it now.
You want to use it now? Okay.